Welcome to Pocono Mountains Podcast. I'm your host, Jim Hamill. Season 3, Episode 5, where we're talking all about the earth and something that comes from it. This weekend is Earth Day, a perfect opportunity to help pick up the Poconos. And remember to leave no trace. Hundreds of volunteers will head out to pick up litter and make our roadways, public spaces, and more clean and green. Speaking of green, this weekend is also the first time Pocono 420, the Pennsylvania Cannabis Festival, will be held at Pocono Raceway. The two-day festival brings out hundreds of vendors and thousands of people who share in celebrating the unofficial holiday 420 together. And one business in the Poconos is a big advocate for education around cannabis and sourcing its CBD locally as well. More with Homegrown Cannabis Shop and Lounge in a bit. The Poconos is a year-round destination for millions, with 2,400 square miles of mountains, forests, lakes, and rivers, with historic downtowns and iconic family resorts. It's the perfect getaway. You can always find out more on PoconoMountains.com or watch PTN, the Pocono Television Network, streaming live 24/7. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. We'll have a new episode each week, highlighting lots of the fun things you can experience while you're visiting the Poconos. Subscribe and leave a review and/or comment on whatever platform you listen. Now, back to the episode. Homegrown specializes in farm-to-table cannabis, massages, and soon, some pretty unique events. Nick and his team in the Stroudsburg area will be at Pocono 420 at Pocono Raceway this weekend. And we sat down to chat this week about Homegrown, right here in the Poconos. Enjoy. Hi, everyone. It's Jim Hamill, host of Pocono Mountains Podcast here in mid-April. We are just around Stroudsburg here at Homegrown. This is a cannabis store and lounge, and one of the proprietors of this business, Nick Martens, joins me now here on Pocono Mountains Podcast. Thanks for joining us, man. Of course, this is of the high holiday season for you folks here in CBD land, right?
Absolutely. Hey, no, thanks for having me here, James. Definitely excited to be on the network, but yeah, as you're referring to, I believe is 420, the national cannabis, well, more worldwide now, cannabis holiday is definitely approaching. So we're just amping up, getting ready for some deals we're going to have going on. And the Pocono 420 event happening this weekend, which was just in the Pocono Record, I believe. They're talking about up at the Raceway. So definitely a lot of exciting stuff about to happen.
Now, you guys have been around for a little while, a little bit of a name change lately. Tell me why you guys wanted to do the shift and what really your mission is all about.
So, yeah, 420 CBD Lounge is how we actually started originally when Cliff and I, we founded the company. We were kind of coming up with a name like, oh, what's not taken, what represents what we're doing. You know, we wanted to reach out at the time to cannabis consumers that were traditional who would get what 420 is all about. And then, you know, people with the CBD alike. And it was okay to start. You know, we definitely have people that were appreciating it, but we wanted to represent more of what we do, where Homegrown came into play, a little bit more professional in our opinion, and represents that we work with mainly local Pennsylvania farmers to source our CBD selection. So it kind of has more of a representation in our beliefs with the cannabis industry and what that kind of looks like. So yeah, definitely was a much needed change, and a lot of people have been appreciating the name change. As well, just, you know, complimenting us on it. So what do you think? Is it
That's a good fit, man. Absolutely. Because I was just seeing it in here. Anthill has some products in here. Of course, Pocono Organics has some products in here. So it is homegrown. It's Pocono grown, right?
Yeah, for the most part. We do have a lot of farmers here in the Northeast. We do have some in the Valley, all the way in Western PA. We even have Amish farmed CBD products. And, you know, besides that, we do have a couple, not many, but also from New York and New Jersey now too. So we do our best to source as hyper local as possible, and then everything in the surrounding regions. And that's part of the sustainable belief. There's a lot of waste in the cannabis industry, unfortunately, either due to regulations or due to consumer demand, but we're here on part of our mission to educate. And part of that is educating the sustainability factor of where your cannabis actually comes from and how it actually makes it to a shelf.
So education really is where you guys are at right now. Do you think, you know, there's a fair amount of education to be doing for the consumer? Do you think a lot of people come here really ready and understanding of all the different facets of the CBD, you know, industry right now?
We definitely have a mix of both, but I would say the majority are people that are brand new, or people that might have some knowledge behind it, but still have learning to do. I think there's so much education needing to be done because there's been so much miseducation, whether it be through propaganda, slandering cannabis, during the Prohibition era that we're still currently in. But from like the 60s with reefer madness and stuff, a lot of that stuff still holds in a lot of consumers' minds these days. We get a lot of people that are in that anywhere between 50 and 70, even older range. So there's definitely a lot of education there. But even with a younger generation, there's so much misinformation about what different products are in the ever-changing CBD industry right now. So we work with the best of our knowledge to kind of fight the bad information with good information. So there's constant education that we are working to kind of tell people about, and even to the very experienced consumer, because both my partner Cliff and I, and even our team, we constantly research, and we have a lot of education to back us. We done to tell people things that they might not have known, and just kind of start a different way of thinking around cannabis.
I think that kind of goes hand in hand then with the local farmers, the regional farmers that, provide a little bit of a farm to table aspect that you're pointing out. And you guys even have your own foray into farming as well, right?
Yeah, actually. That's like the main mission. We're trying to break that disconnect from your farm to your medicine cabinet. In this case, your table. But basically, with that, it's really important to know where your cannabis is coming from. But we are farming this year up in Henryville, actually. We're farming with a good couple friends of ours and a longtime farmer. They've owned the property since 1860. I think it's one of the first registered here in PA, so it's a historic farm. But we're doing everything regenerative, biodynamic. We're working with hugelkultur mounds, which are essentially pulling inputs all from the land and the property to make our soil. So we're giving back to the land there, and then we're actually working to craft cannabis products this year that we found are kind of lacking in the environment or in great demand, but just aren't there. So we're going to be doing that ourselves this year.
Good for you guys. You guys are getting your hands dirty a little bit.
Definitely. We've been working hard at that. So every time that we're not in the shop, I've been up there at the farm as much as I can. I actually just had oral surgery, so I took a week off, but Jake and Jeff that I'm working with, they're excellent guys, and they're putting in the work right now. But we have an awesome team up there, really set on focus on healing the environment and helping to heal anyone else along the way on their journey.
So you have those things happening right now outside of this lounge, but this lounge is kind of like one of the epicenters of your business and where your customers come. So what do you guys try to provide for here? Just, it's not necessarily a full retail space. It's more than that, right?
Yeah. So, we do have obviously a wide selection of products. We work with, I think right now, 15 different Pennsylvania farms and businesses, a couple other locals, and then a couple from out of state. So we have over 200 plus products that we've personally tested, not only getting the lab results, but physically testing, seeing if the products are actually worthwhile, if they actually do what they're purported to do. So after a couple of years, we've amassed all that. But besides that, it's more of an educational stop, and not just a store, but more of a destination. We do offer here specifically in Stroudsburg, we do offer CBD infused massages from Anthill. Actually, we use their massage and body oil in the shop. And our therapist, Selena, has over 21, I think almost 22 years now of experience. So she's just awesome. Licensed and insured, of course, but it's by appointment. So we offer that here. We do have a smoker's lounge, which we're set to open up here in the spring. We got to go over a couple different pieces of equipment. But now that, COVID is kind of doesn't seem like it's in the news at least anymore, So we've been doing our best bet to keep everything safe. And now we're going to have a little bit of springtime to open up the windows, open up the bar. Then we do community events too. So we've done puffin paints, which is kind of like a twist on your paint and sip. Basically, we include CBD pre-rolls, which are the hemp flowers rolled up, ready to smoke, similar to a cigarette, but no tobacco involved, of course, just the hemp. And we include one of those plus a CBD beverage, and then our artist comes and instructs us on how to paint some awesome masterpieces. We've actually done that about 5 times now over the past few years. So it's been a lot of fun every time. And we are getting ready to incorporate, actually we're working with a company, hopefully we'll have goat yoga outside in the yard, with a little CBD infusion, of course, to help set the ground for relaxation, inflammation relief, tranquility, you name it. And then also in our new store in Easton in the Lehigh Valley, we have a cafe where we do all infused goods there as well, into our coffees, smoothies, teas, mocktails, and we're doing waffles now. So that's kind of like the cafe aspect there, and here's more of the lounge. So we always say it's more of a, a destination, something to be experienced, and we provide, not only hospitality when you come in, but a friendly hand, an educated hand to kind of guide you in the right direction, and hopefully we do something to help you out. And usually everyone that leaves here is leaving here pretty happy. So that's what our goal is, to kind of make people feel better, make them feel happy, and do what we can there.
Seems like it's something that for the the time in which I've spent here, growing up, and now I'm 40 or so, and there's been a shift, right? Certainly for maybe our age demographic of the acceptability or the the commonplace kind of aspect of cannabis in people's lives. Whereas generationally speaking too, there's been a shift too. As well, because for a long time, and even now, there is the prohibition federally. But here in Pennsylvania, there's a medicinal marijuana program that was a pretty big leap for the state, and you guys handle something outside of that medicinal prescription level. But at the same time, there are benefits to the CBD and the different products that you guys offer here too for the consumer. So do you see this evolving more too as we go down the line? I mean, right now we are where we are. We've come a long way, right, from a state standpoint, or even a federal standpoint, just in somewhat how people view cannabis. So where do you guys see this going from here?
Man, definitely. It's definitely a loaded question with where it's going in cannabis. It's kind of anyone's guess, especially witnessing what's happening all around us throughout the country, but specifically our neighboring states with their legalization. It only makes you wonder when high THC cannabis, which would be currently your medical marijuana products, are going to become recreationally legal. And you'd think pretty soon because of everything happening around us, but with Pennsylvania, I really think it's anyone's guess. Definitely hope to see it happen, as nobody should be getting in trouble for a plant that grows naturally out of the ground through no influence of, human beings themselves. It would grow with or without us here. It's kind of how it's always been. So in my belief, I don't think any plant should be illegal. And, I can't wait for it to happen. But I kind of personally, and this is just my thought before anything comes into fruition here, is going to be a couple years. I think it's going to happen pretty soon, but I think it's going to be a couple years until, more than likely, one, they have to have a good bill to legalize cannabis. It's got to be equitable for, small businesses. It needs to not just be open to corporations like it is right now for the medical industry. When I first started with medical here in PA, I don't know if it's the same anymore, the application fee was in the hundreds of thousands, and it was non-refundable. So even if you went for it and they didn't give it to you, the money was just gone to wherever it went to. And most people obviously don't have that to just blow, if they have it at all, nor have like the couple million in capital to start. So being that it is a plant, it's not a pharmaceutical, it's not a like a chemical of sorts. Chemical compounds, of course, everything is, but it's all natural. So I think it needs to be equitable for the normal everyday person to get involved with the business, and they need to also right the wrongs that have been done in terms of people that have spent time and are still doing time in prison for a plant that these mega corporations are now getting unfathomably rich because of. So there's just some things that have to take place first. Whether or not it's going to happen, we'll see. But as Homegrown standpoint goes, we'll still be here with our CBD products, of course, because there's quite a few people that even if it's completely legal, they either do not like the effects of THC in high doses, or they can't have it because of their job, whatever the case may be. Eventually that will probably change too, just like you can basically drink alcohol for any position. So there's a couple of reasons why we'll always have our CBD products. Of course, they do have awesome, amazing benefit without the high that a lot of people are seeking. And I do think that if it becomes equitable for us, we would become part of that market as well, and help people find a clean source, sustainable source for their cannabis products, and then be that educational resource to help guide them. Because that's one of the things that's definitely lacking that we provide. is that educational standpoint. Whereas, our research, which we never make any medical claims, we can't do that. We go by research, we go by customer standpoint, and kind of use that information to help guide people like, all right, if this is what you're looking to achieve, this might be the best product for you. And with that, we've had a lot of success. People really seem to, get relief from the different recommendations we have here. And we're definitely here to be in the long run.
Seems like you're very committed. You and Cliff both here have, a lot that you've worked on to make sure this is something for the consumer. It is something that is directed to help people. And so I'm really pleased for you guys and very appreciative of you joining us here on the podcast here around the national holiday, if you will, of 420. And certainly that's something that you guys are going to celebrate in some ways at Pocono Raceway for the Cannabis Fest. And any parting words that you want to leave us with as you look towards, that event and just overall kind of being part of that ecosystem here in the Pocono Mountains?
Any parting words? I encourage anyone who hasn't heard about us yet to definitely come and check us out. Our location, which I'm not sure what's in the field of view here, but we have a really nice outback area where you can just chill, hang out. If you purchase any of your hemp products from us, you're able to smoke out there if you are a smoker. But if not, you're just consuming edibles, you just want to bring your lunch and hang out, come chill with us. We have a really nice back area that's super tranquil. Check us out on social media. We are right now on Instagram and Facebook at Homegrown Poconos, formerly 420 CBD Lounge. So you might find us through there. You might see that, but we're working on the rebranding. So it's definitely one way to find us. And one thing we didn't touch on, but definitely wanted to mention, is that we do help people also currently get their medical marijuana cards. If they're looking to get their certification, they can do that online. We actually have a registered location within the state, so you can find us through the state's directory. But if you just go on our website, you'd be able to find us, and we'd be able to help you there. But definitely looking forward to Pocono 420. It formerly known as Penn Cannabis is going on for 9 years. We personally participated, I think, for the past 7 or 8. And it's a great place to be. Look forward to seeing everybody there. And definitely happy to be of service here to our community.
Nick Martens with Homegrown right here in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining us here on the podcast. It's Jim Hamill, and we'll send it right back to the rest of your listening show, folks. Enjoy. Homegrown Cannabis Shop and Lounge, helping connect its customers to locally produced CBD products and advocating for the use of cannabis in daily life. Find them in the Stroudsburg area and online, as well as at events like this weekend's Cannabis Festival at Pocono Raceway. The best stories come from people you know.
Hi, Jen and Brianna. Hello there.
And at the Pocono Television Network, we know the Pocono Mountains.
Saw you at the festival. Great job.
Thanks.
And PTN spends each and every day updating you on everything happening across the region.
Hey, I shared your post.
Thanks very much.
So watch us on cable, streaming, and online.
We love watching PTN.
Us too.
Go to PoconoTelevision.com. PTN is everywhere you are. We're back. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. I'm Jim Hamill. I mentioned it's Earth Day this weekend. Here's a flashback to a fun segment from Pocono Mountains Magazine last year, this time with some very insightful kiddos. Enjoy. Hey, it's Jim Hamill, and we are here at one of the elementary schools in the Pocono Mountains where kids are learning about a lot of things, from math to reading and writing, but especially about Mother Earth. And this month marks another Earth Day, celebrating what makes the Poconos and everything around it so special. So we wanted to talk to kids about Earth Day, and they came up with some pretty great responses. Check it out.
Hi, my name is Kaylee. My last name is Herzog.
Hi, I'm Braxton Griffinkrantz.
Hi, my name is Alexa Walsh.
Hi, my name is Audrey Schwartz.
Hi, my name is Lance Torres.
Hello, I'm Gianna.
Hi, my name is Sean.
Hi, my name is Zara.
Hi, my name is Michael. The thing that's special about the Earth is how big it is. It's about 405,000 milliliters, I don't know.
I like all the animals, and I really like to see them all happy.
It helps you live, it helps you eat, and it also helps other animals and people.
It's blue and green if you look up at it in outer space. Well, I might be just talking about cartoon Earth.
It's our planet, and this is where we live. And if you don't take care of it, then stuff could happen bad to it.
The Earth has lots of water, and it has lots of grass. It has trees.
It's crazy to think about how old it is and how it still is amazing, and how we can travel to many different places. It's awesome. We could stop the pollution, like air pollution, water pollution, stop throwing plastic in the oceans. Just stop littering.
Well, actually, I would send a note to Earth saying, "We are so sorry that we are polluting you. I will try to stop us from polluting you."
Litter, my thought is that it's yucky and it's only for cats to poop in.
We have to clean up the earth because there's been lots of pollution. Where I live, there's been lots of garbage scattered around the area.
Well, sometimes people like to drop litter, but that hurts the Earth. You should clean it up.
It's good to pick it up so then we don't hurt the feelings and hurt the wildlife.
Pick up the Poconos. Pick up the Poconos. Pick up the Poconos. Pick up the Poconos. It's funny to say. I'm gonna laugh when I say it. Pick up the Poconos.
Pick up the Poconos.
Pick up the Poconos. Pick up the Poconos.
Pick up the Poconos.
Pick up the Poconos.
Homegrown Cannabis and Earth Day. Celebrate by picking up the Poconos. We hope you enjoyed Pocono Mountains podcast, everyone. Please remember to subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. Come visit us in the Pocono Mountains. Plan your trip today.